Did I do it right? Jesus, I'm fucking out of sorts today. I think I got everything. Anyways, hi. This is gonna be a short stream, unfortunately. I wanted to do this earlier and also yesterday, but I got busy and a bunch of stuff happened and whatever. But yeah. I have time. I can do a couple hours before I've got to worry about laying down. I know what you're thinking. Kemi, it's Friday, right? It's Friday, right? It's Friday. Isn't that the time that you and Daniel stream Ace Attorney? And yeah, you were correct. And that's happening later tonight also. So you get a lot of me today. Also, I might as well fucking go ahead and just address the big green elephant in the corner. But yeah, I don't really like asking for personal funding or whatever. But whatever, I'm struggling right now, so it's just there. I'm not really pushing for anything for it, but it's there so y'all know. You know, the struggle's real. I just need help paying some bills or whatever. Uh-oh, wait. Hold on. It's this one, right? Yes. Okay. And again, I gotta fucking... I think the audio is okay. The Hayseed night, like, is so quiet compared to other games, but I think I turned it up right. Hey, what's up, girl? How's it going? Oh, right, and I need the mouse for this part. I guess the thing to do is just go ahead and talk to Burbeth. I need to talk to him more anyway. But, it's been a minute, so I've already forgotten exactly, like, who I've spoken to and who I haven't. I know I've been to see Eka a lot, but I don't want to neglect everybody else, too. It's Gyoff that I'm worried about missing. So I want to make sure to get that. Adder tiptoed into Burbeth's workshop. He usually felt awkward by default standing there, surrounded by so much technology he could not even start to name. But now that he had a request, which he had to put into words... Oh yeah, and he's teaching him how to read. Hey, what's up? What's up, Maxie? I'm so sorry, by the way. I accidentally adhered in your Discord and immediately, because I copy-pasted it from my own Discord, and I was like, shit, how many people did I just ping by accident? My bad. Anyways, how you doing? How's it going? He just felt extremely inadequate. And Zanuck, what's up?
Hey, Bearbeth. So, I was wondering if, just an if, is there any way you could cook up a little of that science mumbo-jumbo to make it so that Jow and I could get Sep's soul out of here for a couple of hours?
Oh, right, because they want to go on their little break or whatever. Okay, I think the audio looks okay. Feeling feelings and tactics ogre. Oh, yeah! Oh, my God. You just reminded me that I own that game. It was sent to us a while ago, by one of our mods. She sent us a bunch of PS1 games, and I've been meaning to get around to actually playing it because I've heard really good things about it. How goes, y'all? It goes. It's the end of the day for me. Probably shouldn't be drinking Monster, but I'm scatterbrained, so whatever. I got, I got me a Mike's Hard Black Cherry Lemonade also that I'll break into eventually. Play a modern version because the script... Oh, okay, I only have the original. The dub is not up to date. Uh-oh. I kind of enjoy old dubs, to be honest with you. Like, some old dubs are really endearing to me, like the old Star Ocean stuff, or no, it was Star Ocean. It was Star Ocean 2 that I started playing through. I'm thinking of Lunar was another one. It's a modern dub, just oh, it did the script not age particularly well. That's a little yikes, but I think I could handle it, I guess. I don't know, it's like how original FF7 irks me still sometimes, because certain things, but I can play it. Oh, the script is wonderful, the dub just didn't do it injustice. Huh. I'll have to check it out, because I mean, I only own the PS1 version, so it's all I got. But either way, I've still heard really good things about it, and it's got tactics in the name, so, I mean, you know me. Your girl loves tactics games, so I'm gonna be disappointed if it's not a tactic game. Anyways, so I'm already getting distracted, hence the caffeine.
No! If we are to disturb her, it will only be to bring her to her final resting place. The last thing we need is to risk exposing the soul to even more uncontrolled circumstances.
This is fair.
What is it you seek to achieve with this experiment anyway?
That ain't what this is. Jao was telling me we need to take a break, but I just can't take being away from Sep these days. She thought maybe if I found a way to carry her with me, I wouldn't have got to worry about her being on her own. Just forget I asked.
The problem is that we just don't have anyone we can trust to watch over her in the meantime. Adder turned away, letting his staff fall a little harder than he meant to. It bounced ever so slightly over the marble, sending vibrations all the way from the bottom to the crook. The bells dangling from the curve shook violently with a high-pitched cry. Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. It was the first time they had made any noise since Adder took them. And the sound trailed far.
Those bells belong to her.
Huh? You could tell?
Of course! How could I ever forget that sound? Oh, how loud the bells rang as I fell towards the ground. It was as if I could sense her very anger imbued through every echo.
Forgot about that. Just getting slapped. It's like having people play Shakespeare in a film read. That's a take. That's a really interesting take. Now I'm really curious as to what it sounds like. Burbith shut up all of a sudden. His eyes went wide in realization, and even his hair seemed to twirl alive on its own.
Yes, that could work. Why risk moving the entire soul when just a speck will do? A tiny fraction of her power, the smallest connection echoing her soul for others to hear. Oh, Ada, you are a genius. I'll get to work immediately.
Not entirely sure where this is going, but great. Burbith snatched the sleigh bells hanging from Adder's crook and made away with them.
Hey, I said no science without me! Burbith! Burbith! He's gonna go and do something weird again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that tracks. Oh, shit. Oh, Gyoff. It's Gyoff time. Gyoff time. Adder would most certainly have never have become a world-famous blacksmith at this rate. But at least he always found his tasks riveting. Ha 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 ha. Adder was hammering away at a shield, hoping he could make something half useful for the volunteers in the lookout, when he heard the curtain on the doorway slide open. I don't use my soundboard very often, but just for moments like these. Gyoff fidgeted with the hem of his shirt for a moment. He looked up at Adder, clearly pressed for words to say, uh-oh.
I wanted to apologize for the other night. You know I didn't mean any of it, right?
Yes, I know.
Meaning it or not won't change what you said, Bard.
I know, but it's not me. I'm just overwhelmed. You know I'm trying my best with the mood swings. It's never been easy to begin with, but now... It's getting harder to find reasons to keep my temper down with you hurting me like that, Adder.
What was the words we used to describe it last time? It's like being a bitch, I guess. Yeah. Bitch energy. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it happens.
Say what? Hurt you? Me?
I mean, I can be a grade A bitch when I want to be.
I know you don't mean to do so, but it gets to me. I see you being incompetent and taking bad decisions and wasting time and protecting me, and I feel it even now.
You know what? Understandable.
What kind of messed up logic is that? I'm doing my best to keep Sep safe. I can't keep my eye on you anymore.
You think I don't know that? That's not the part that worries me, buffoon. Look around you.
I can't stop thinking about Gyoff. Y'all have seen like super, like the pink attire that just says bitch on it. Like I'm just imagining him like dolled up, and it's It's giving me an image that I'm in love with in my brain. I might have to try drawing it later. RSD hitting like a bitch. Yeah, I can relate. I can really relate.
You may think that you're doing good in being conscientious, living out your night fantasy. But we both know how these things end. You're just helping a bunch of ingrates run straight into their graves.
I mean, you don't know that.
Can you stop being a goddamn silent speciesist for all 10 seconds? I ain't doing shit here. The Barhans, they're getting all this done on their own. Because they want to. They believe in this. And I'm glad they do. Because God forbid someone believe in something in this city. I ain't trying anything, Bard. I didn't even want to help in the first place.
That's true.
I'm done trying to play the hero.
Adder's whole body seemed to sag as his eye drifted out the window.
Not before you kicked us out. We ought to have run back then and never looked back. Just like you said. But that ain't what happened. And I can't change the past. All I can do is my best to see Sep again so we can all get together.
Man, I'm such a... His voice actor is so good. It's so good.
Keep telling yourself that. Maybe you'll actually convince someone.
Like, that delivery was so good. Gath pushed his hat down. He turned his back to Adder before speaking one last time.
I'm out. And I mean it this time. If you want in, come find me in Slander. You have 2 days. Toodaloo.
Toodaloo, really? Oh, man. What am I supposed to do with that information? Also, why Elbar's here now? Fuck. Decisions. What do I... Sorry. I, like, inhaled some saliva. Try and change Elbar's mind. Ooh. Oh, fuck. Which one? Which one? Fuck. Hang on. This is what I have a set of dice for. Bust out the D20. There. 1 through 10 is Burbeth. And anything else is Elbar. It is 17. We're going to see Elbar. Unless y'all have anything to change my mind. You have 2 seconds while I take another swig of my monster. And by 2 seconds, I mean like 30 seconds? I don't... How does time work? Okay. If anything bad happens, blame RNG. Hello? A soft knock on an exquisitely crafted door. It went, of course, unanswered, so the knocker insisted again. Oh, that's right! We're dressing up as Sir Adderson of the Upper Field. You know, to butter him up. I forgot about this.
Sir Osgadoth, I've brought a man who wishes to speak with you.
Turn him away. I am much too preoccupied tonight.
Worst case, you can play through it again. True. I'm like, can I make all the right decisions in my first playthrough? Probably not, but I want to try. Because I'm a big girl gamer, and I want to, you know, I want 100% first run, easy every time. I've been thinking again about picking speedrunning up again after this. Probably Earthbound. Just because Goemon might be a bit physically taxing.
Very well. I shall let Sir Upperfield know that this is not a good time.
Muffled steps, hurrying up and forward. Elbar nearly fell on his face as he desperately yanked the door open.
Sir Upperfield, is it really you? Were you not a figment of my intoxicated imagination?
Nay, friend. And to suggest otherwise is real darn unkind of you.
He's getting better at this.
Please, come in. Have a seat. I'll open a... Bam it! Open a cask of my finest wine.
Nice.
This is a night for celebration.
Adder didn't really have any space to argue. He sat down in Albar's grand hall and enjoyed a few sips of the wine Sepp loved to hate.
Friend, my friend. We have so much to catch up on. So many battles to share tonight. Please, tell me more about yourself.
Oh, is it gonna make me, am I gonna have to? Okay. I was like, oh no, I'm gonna botch this for sure. The minutes soon turned to hours under the subtle sweetness of the drink, accompanied by Adder's talent for inventing such riveting nonsense that his helmet didn't look out of place. Fire burned in the chimney, like a rhyme insisting that Adder tell another tale. Ooh, that's bars. Nice line. He delighted the room with old stories and new ones I'd never get to hear myself. So spectacular was the performance that night that Sir Askadath did not speak until the timber had burned down to coals.
Tell me, Sir Upperfield, have you ever pretended to be someone else?
Huh? Why would you ask that? Yeah, I was holding back my whole being making a riveting joke. I was just about to be like, riveting. Nice choice of words. Adder choked on his drink. Perhaps it wasn't so great after all.
You see, my friend, I am an actor. A phenomenal one at that. I will carry my role to its end, bitter as it may be. I will find that part of me that connects with the description. I will do my part, and I will make the imaginary feel more real than life. Acting is my religion, you could say. It has saved me on more than one occasion.
Mood.
For you see, when I act, I lend my body to a soul that isn't my own. Such unthinkable volumes I hold within myself. The versions of me that could be.
I was about to say, Max, I was like, one of my favorite things is like fourth wall breaks when it comes to actors. When actors get to pretend like they are playing an actor, that shit tickles me every time. Like, most recently examples, like I was watching Husband Hotel and Keith motherfucking David just going, I ain't no actor. I can't memorize this shit. Oh, it knocked me the fuck out, especially from Keith David. Like, this whole conversation seeped into my mind from hearing Jet talk about their method acting. I mean, it's not too differently from how I look at it. I don't necessarily look at it as if it's a soul that isn't really my own so much as the whole, like, the versions of me that could be line. That's very true. I like to subscribe to Junyun's like Swiss cheese theory, where it's like they're all a part of me, but they're not a part of me at the same time. Like, they are and aren't. It's like different alternate aspects of your own being. I don't know how else to... I'm gonna get like really pretentious if I get too far into it, because it's like I don't know how else to word it. But this is pretty good. Like, this is pretty close. Elbar let his cape fly, and then hid within it again, as if trying to invoke the image of an old man instead. Yeah, it's like facets of a whole personality. Well, it's like you get to fill in the gaps that aren't given to you with some aspects of yourself to help, like, make things feel a bit more whole. Because you're never given a character's whole deal, you know? Like, I mean, what's Ekka's favorite color? It's not told to us. Maxie might know, but, like, I mean, I could just... Elbar will talk about this, okay. Yeah. Exactly. I love it. I'm just gonna let it go for itself instead of getting into it myself.
I love playing a good villain.
I also love playing a good villain.
Maybe. A villain never fears, never hesitates. They need not wonder about their purpose in this world. They are the ultimate form of freedom. True to themselves until the moment they are struck down.
I love villains, specifically because they're so unapologetically, like, out there. Like, they play everything to 110% all the time, whether they have motivations behind, whether they're like a cartoon villain or like a morally complex, layered villain. They're all like, they're just going. And as somebody who is very emotionally repressed, it's so freeing to be villain. Yeah, I was gonna complete that with being like, Kemi's favorite color is purple. So in my mind, I attributed, being like, Echo's favorite color is purple. Until I'm told otherwise, that's what it is in my brain. Stuff like that. Though I usually get more into. It's not as simple as like the favorite color, but that's like a random example as to what I mean.
But the villains in some scripts, however, they do not soothe my heart. No, I cannot get them away from me. They hide in my mind long after the play and whisper horrors that I cannot bear to think.
Ooh, I actually kind of am familiar with this, too. Elbar's posture within the cape changed yet again. This time, he seemed to be sheltering himself in it.
I've found some roles demand fiction that doesn't feel as such. They're too unspeakably evil for me, and yet, who am I to question the scriptwriter in his story? It is my duty to explore the depths of another man's psyche, dark as they may be.
Exactly.
What kind of actor would I be otherwise?
It's just important to mentally pull yourself out of those roles again, which can be difficult. I have struggled with that before. I think every actor has, where like the role doesn't necessarily leave you after you finish recording, and you kind of sit with it, and sometimes that's not good for you. So you need to be in a more mentally healthy place to like ease yourself back into reality, I guess.
I don't know nothing about acting, but I think it can't be worth it if it hurts you as a person.
Elbar stared ahead solemnly for a moment.
Worth, hurt. It seems you draw limits that I cannot find for myself, friend. Oh, to be as self-serving as you.
Then he set his cup down.
The code of chivalry states that there is no greater honor than to serve the king. The code of armies, that there is no greater honor than to serve the kingdom. And the code of courtly love, that there is no greater honor than to serve your heart. But which word should I heed when they quarrel against each other? When I cannot reconcile the role with the self? Which motivation suits me best?
This really speaks to me as an autistic person, too. Like, the masks that you put on day to day when interacting with people and navigating social situations. That's a little different than acting. The Hayseed Night only game with 100% autistic cast. I know, right? I mean, maybe that's why all these characters resonate so strongly with me. I don't know.
I wouldn't know. I've never acted once in my life.
Shit like this. I love this.
Don't try to deceive me twice, Sir Upperfield. I know an actor when I see one.
Never on a stage.
But surely you understand. Duty, honor, family, name. What boring trite compels us to keep ourselves in the place we deserve?
Yeah, and see, this is what I'm convinced that holistic people do this too. They just, it's like not, I don't know, like, people put on a front all the time. I don't know. At least it seems like that to me. It's confusing.
We are bound to our station since the day we are born, and yet I feel like I have only recently lost the light of my life, in a way I can't even describe. It all seemed so easy just a few days ago. My path was so clear, and the steps ahead so obvious. Safely within my grasp. Perhaps it is indeed the gazelle's fault for muddying my direction.
No, that's not.
No.
No?
No.
Elvar waited, expectant. No follow-up to that thought ever arrived. Because the answer is just no.
No, it's not their fault. No, I've never had such a clear path. No, what?
Oh my god, this though. This, like, yeah.
No. You're just trying to convince yourself you're right.
True. Albar's chin furrowed under his lip. He exhaled slowly through the nose, suddenly cross with a revelation.
You support those gazelles, don't you?
I do. I'll be by their side supporting anything they do.
Then I'm afraid this conversation ends here. It's time to put an end to this indiscretion.
I love how his voice has gotten like so much like lower and more monotone. Oh, good. It's good. Elbar made a short dismissive motion with his right hand. Bahamut immediately presented himself into the room, ready to escort Adder out.
I suppose that is the end of that. Alas.
Yeah, alas. They walked somberly towards the gates, their heads hung down in defeat. The door to Elbar's office flew open one last time.
What folly led us to be enemies, Sir Upperfield? In another life, I would have been your greatest friend.
The bar was really low, Elbar. You just needed to not be racist.
No, I don't think I could be friends with someone who's willing to wash his hands in the blood of others to hide the smell of his own crud anymore.
I pray we won't have to cross swords, at least.
Adder walked out of the palace, determined not to look back. That was the end of that. Well, we tried. Q Adder attempted to gurgle out the contents of his brain in a cup of salted tea.
It, looks like you had a fun night.
Say what? Fun? I ain't ever had fun once in my life. No, I had a boring night if there's ever been one. Yep.
I couldn't find you around the temple.
Oh, you know, I'm just great at hiding. Not that I was hiding. I was just a... Hey, is that my boss over there?
Where?
That was dirty. By the time Zhao realized she'd been tricked, Adder had vanished from the floor. Oh, uh-oh. Uh-oh. I mean, Zhao is, like, grayed out. I don't know whether or not patching the temple up or doing this will, like, help me to unlock another thing. I'm gonna bust out the die again. Hang on. Make sure I don't knock anything over. Okay, that's a 10, so... we're doing this. Wait, hang on. The dire, I think the correct way to be the more dire the situation became outside. I don't know. Is dire a word? I don't remember. I don't actually know. I'm just probably talking up my ass. My brain just wanted to go the more dire. The situation became outside the temple. The higher tensions rose inside. Something strange happens to people when they're packed together in one place for too long. All the little annoyances that are part of dealing with others are suddenly multiplied tenfold. They're both correct? Okay, then my brain just went to whatever worked for me. English is weird. Why are they both correct? English is whack. Every request becomes an order, every stumble a personal attack. More dire is just more modern. Oh, okay. There was no reason why a simple game of ball between children had to come to blows between their parents, but Adder still had to translate the lecture that followed. He felt angry for Zhao. This seemed like a waste of her precious time. Burbeth! What are you doing in here, Burbeth? As a thank you for the prompt and painful delivery of a whole barrel of water upstairs, Maswin let Adder take a little glimpse of the newly filled pantry. Pepper, garlic, onions. The stale potatoes they already had. Adder breathed in all the fragrances mixing the pantry, letting the smell transport him to a simpler time. One where he thought he knew hunger, just to be proved wholly wrong. Mu had truly made privileged use of his connections to get the best value out of the money Burbeth had ceded to the cause, and then brought some more just to boast he could. Aswin sighed, knowing fully well the cost of all these blessings. Adder didn't have it in him to complain. A deep blue sky stretched over the temple. One of the last few for the year. Once the clouds settled at the start of bleak night, there would be only gray watching over the city for moons to come. Under such lovely weather, the last person Adder would expect to find on the patio was most definitely Burbeth. He immediately jumped to his feet upon seeing the roe deer.
Ada, I am so incredibly sorry for how I forced you to witness one of my fits. Please, hit me at once should I act in such a manner again. I understand that such behavior must not be encouraged.
No thanks. That's sometimes you just get excitable.
Hold up. What? I'm not gonna hit you full stop.
Good boy, Adder.
It's all right, my friend. I understand that physical punishment is a necessary tool on my way to self-improvement.
No! That's just what autism moms want you to think.
No, hitting you is a last resource kinda. Look, it's my fault, okay? I shoved my foot in my mouth and didn't realize I was asking you something so personal.
Personal? Well, I suppose it was, in a manner of speaking. But it's not like I would gain anything from keeping this information from you. To tell you the truth, I don't understand what shook me so. That is precisely what frightens me.
That's a mood. That happens to me all the time.
You don't gotta answer if you don't wanna, okay? But if you do, you think it might have something to do with that whole "it's my fault" spiel?
I didn't even realize I lamented such thoughts out loud. I'm not usually quite so distressed about it, but I suppose the emotion behind my outburst was not entirely untrue.
Burbeth cleared his throat. He turned to Adder with a conflicted look. In the manner of someone who's been guilty of over-explaining 1,000,000 times and been scolded for it 1,000,001. That's a mood too.
Elbar was the firstborn of House Askadath. In any other circumstances, the lordship would have gone to him. But he was born out of wedlock, to a servant. He would be forced to live as my second, no matter what life had in store for us. And this was still a kindness. Knowing this from the start, we were raised together in the castle. Elbar was my aide in all matters, as he wasn't much older than me. I was told he was excited to have a brother at first, but as we grew, this companionship became fraught with resentment. The childish pranks he would play on me turned crueler over the years. The jokes only he found funny soon became justifications. He eventually wouldn't have the decency to recognize he hated me anymore. It was all done for my sake.
Ew.
The situation only got worse after my right of age, and the confirmation that I would indeed inherit my father's title. Elbar insisted on sparring day and night and day, claiming that I was unfit to become even the lowliest of squires as I was.
Ew. Thanks, I hate it.
I believed much the same back then, so I persevered through the bruises and the pain. I took hit after hit with all the dignity someone like me could muster. Until the day when his blunt sword fell on my face and ripped out my antlers in one blow.
That's right, I had forgotten about that. Adder couldn't help wincing at the image.
So that's how it happened.
Yes, Elbar didn't do it on purpose, but he hurt me all the same. This injury left me unable to use my right arm and severed my horns.
Oh!
Blame him for this. It was discovered that my antlers hadn't been properly affixed to my skull in the process of ossification.
I didn't realize he had lost the use of his right arm as well. I can kind of relate to that, even though it's my left arm that is actually my problem arm.
I can hardly recount the days that followed so many years after the fact. But I know I did not spare a single thought for Elbar when I was informed that he would be sent away. Even though I understood it truly wasn't his fault, I did not say a word.
It was his fault, though.
No. Though I resent him for taking out his frustrations on me, I understand now he was merely another victim. I knew my father as a strict and distant man, but I can hardly believe Elbar still finds it within himself to consider us family, after all he put his elders through.
I mean, yes. But you can still... There's some personal responsibility, sort of. It's complicated. Adder shuffled uncomfortably, but he was wise enough not to comment. Burbeth didn't pay this strange reaction any mind.
My father became quite attentive and affectionate to me for a while after the incident. He spent days praying to Bite-Tact by my bedside so that my antlers would sprout again, like a fawn's in flower scents. Alas, as you can imagine, that never happened. His affection went like it came, and with Elbar banished, he decided to blame me for letting such a dishonorable thing happen. He would scream, lash out, and stalk every corner of the palace to let his wickedness out on his subjects.
Okay, yeah, your dad does suck big time, though. Your dad sucks the big one.
At last, when
Hate
the
your
rage
dad.
passed and only consequence remained, in the empty days that hung over his head until his punishment arrived, it was his time to mourn. Mourn a living man. I suppose, in a way, he had a point. I am no longer the boy either of them knew. But while to the men of my family I lost something irretrievable that day, that is not how I felt. Secluded to my room with books to last me moons. The day I was separated from my horns was the day I started living. Not as Thumar's son, not as the heir of Askadath, but as me. A deer that enjoyed locking himself in his little corner, reading tales and learning about all sorts of matters.
You know what? Good for him.
That was the day I stopped pretending. And I might have entirely forgotten how to do so. Interacting with every other ruminant became a near insurmountable mountain since.
That's a mood, but I'm also kind of jealous. This is something I'm currently working on. I don't know how to just be me in front of other people anymore. I don't know if I ever did. So, like, I catch myself masking all the time, and I just don't really know how to do it. I don't know, it's weird. It's like when you go through all of this and unpack all of this as an adult, you've already gone through all of your formative years. So, you know, at like nearing 30, I think was when I was started to explore myself as an autistic person. I was like, who am I actually? Which is interesting when you're also an actor, right? Because it's just kind of like, a part of me was kind of like, oh, whoops, I didn't mean to do that.
I feel like a fawn stuck
Hang
in
on.
a world where all the adults speak a secret language, which nobody ever cared to teach me.
Right?
And I feel like I'm doomed to fail on my own.
Me talking about transgender feelings plus autism. Right, exactly. Which, like, I'm cis, but I can totally understand it from an autistic standpoint, because it's like, I think part of me maybe leaned on it a bit as a crutch in acting, because it was like, I'm acting all the time. I do this all the time. This is easy. But like, when you grow as an actor and you understand that, in order to truly connect with a character, you really kind of have to be honest and understand yourself before you can bring that to another fictional character. So it's like been kind of the struggle of being like, who am I actually, and what does that mean as a person, and then also additionally as an actor. So that's been the process for the past 6 years or something, 5-6 years, and I still hit bumps with it all the time, where I'm just kind of like, I don't actually know how to process or act around about this. I'm just like putting up the defenses, and I don't really know what I'm doing. Still don't fully understand who I am as a person, but I'm working on it. Ah! Burbeth's fur bristled up defensively when he felt Adder's hand on his shoulder. The young lord adjusted his glasses and looked up, only to find Adder's eye tearing over him. Aww.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry I hit you. I didn't know. I understand.
You have nothing to apologize for. You hit me because I forced you to, did you not? You must have felt like you had no other options.
I mean, in the heat of the moment, yeah. I'm gonna bust into this thing now. In the heat of the moment, he was going way too far, and Adder reacted in a way that I feel like anyone would. However, I don't know if I agree with that "you hit me because I forced you to" sentiment. But like, I get it. It's complicated. I mean, I don't know.
No! That don't matter. Even if it was true, you wouldn't have listened any other way. That ain't the person I want to be.
This is
I don't want
pretty
you to
good.
live thinking you deserve to be punished every day of your life.
Right, exactly. That's not a good way to think.
I'll be patient teaching you, just like you've been with me, okay? I promise I'll do my best to teach you, so you never gotta fear you'll be hit again.
What better quality could a man wish for than compassion, Ada? Empathy! Our greatest wisdom is realizing all that remains to be learned yet. I'll get it right one day, and put my grain of sand towards making this world a better one.
Man, Burbeth has really come a long way in my personal opinion. Like, what a turnaround. It's really special when I just go from, like, I can't stand this character to being like, man, this character is great. Sometimes I still get a little impatient with him, but he's still great. Burbeth pumped a fist in the air, and then he went very, very quiet. It was clear he was trying not to make any comment about golems. Yeah, no, I get it. Oh, fuck. Oh, this is too hard. Oh, no. Guys. Oh, get the dice again. It's RNG time. I don't know. We don't have that many days left either, do we? Fuck. I don't know. I'm worried. I'm worried about, because I mean, I don't know how long Illigrab is going to be hanging around. 3, so Burbeth. Hopefully Illigrab will still be there. I like making people suffer. Yeah, thanks. I'm agonizing over decisions. It's a good thing that I keep my dice set around specifically for decision paralysis. It's the only thing I can rely on. I have to put it in something else's hands because otherwise I'll just sit there and agonize over the choice for hours. The night grew old. With each lonely step Adder took under the colonnade. Then he walked each step back, over the exact same flagstones. Sometimes he'd whistle, just to be known as he was walking nearby. Wish I could whistle, but that's what I have a gazillion kazoos around for. He was thankful that the dark wasn't part of the long list of things he was scared of, even knowing fully well what might await inside. Minds are weird like that. It's true.
Ada, Ada, Ada! Oh, my friend! You are not going to believe what I discovered. My instincts were exactly right. I found traces of Godstone within these bells.
Oh, I actually know what that is! They got hard as all hay to find crystal magic in them, right?
Hey, that's news to me.
Indeed, a Tharthagon must have made these. Eternally tuned to perfection, swinging to the motion of the Hatsa itself.
Cool.
Said another way, they were indeed echoing the Gisif's emotions. This is a minimal part of her soul you are holding.
Cool. I think it was somewhere in the encyclopedia. I was just wondering, I was like, I feel like that should be an encyclopedia entry. And I've read all of them, but it's been a minute, so I might just be forgetting. Might be mentioned under Sephihet. Let's look, because I kind of want to look. Huh. Let's see. Oh yeah, no, there's Tharthagon. For kind wizards who did their absolute best at rebranding to avoid it and associating a negative connotation to their watered-down version of the same concept. Okay, so this just goes into... Oh, no, wait, there is another page. My bad. Okay, no, here it is, using Godstones as a source of energy. Or, for more advanced practitioners, one's own emotional responses. Yeah, I hit next entry instead of next page. That was my bad entirely. It was on the second page, I believe, because I have already read that entry. I don't necessarily, unless it's not supposed to save my place, but I've read it before, so it might just remember that I was on page 2 already. That's my guess. Adder looked down at the bells. He understood the entire explanation for once, but it only left him with more questions.
Why would anyone go to such lengths to make something like this?
I doubt we could ever know unless their creator was around to tell us, but given the nature of the instrument and the quality of its sound, I believe that someone spent quite some time trying to help soothe her turmoil, far earlier than us.
My only guess is Pertok, honestly. Adder curled his fingers into his palm, feeling the cold bite of the metal in his hands. Somewhere, somehow, someone, at some point, had tried. Not enough, but they had wanted her to feel better, to see herself reflected somewhere else, or perhaps to let others know how she felt deep down. Because it's like, it seems a little uncharacteristic for Pertok to do something like that, but I'm a Pertok defender, and I believe that deep down he pitied Sep's position. At least that's what I got from the flashback where they were meeting and she was a small child. Yeah, I'm the #1 Pertok apologizer. I just think, you know, like, I know that I know why he's so angry all the time. I don't remember whether or not it's elaborated on here, but it's not really his choice. He kind of just is that way. And I feel like deep down it's affection for Sep is a strong way to put it. I don't think it's that. I think it came from a place of pity initially. That's how I interpreted it anyway. Adder tied the bells back to the crook of his staff, enjoying his newfound company. Perhaps in the future, Sep wouldn't need such tools anymore.
Is that the reason why you have them?
Sure. I mean, ha 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 ha, that came out of nowhere. How did you even know?
You think me too naive. How could I fail to notice those bells that never ring? When you won't stop hitting me with the cane they're tied to!
I'm not used to drinking stuff that's carbonated. Like, it's good, but it's, like, strong. So, who knows? I might even get, like, kind of burpy. It never happens. I'm sorry. I can't spoil this for you yet. But no, that's not the reason I have them now. Aw, man. I don't even have anything to influence my choices here. Shit. Well, here, I won't break out the dice, actually, because last time I did the thing, so I'm gonna do this instead. That was great use of words, Kemi. Good job. The millenary Great Temple of Hirub had spent over 400 years in a derelict state, sentenced to fall to its ruin in its own privileged spot in Pilgrim Hill. For not even the most unabashed of heirloomites would resort to borrowing potentially cursed bricks for their houses, that's fair. Pertok had done little to change this fate in his time as the master of these once holy grounds, but their new occupants were far less complacent about letting their children run wild near condemned walls and falling ceilings, that's also fair. And Burbeth again. I hope that just doing this will be fine. I have a feeling that by doing other tasks around the temple, I will unlock other things to do, and by not doing them, I'm making a mistake, but listen. There's more stuff to do with Burbeth, so I'm doing it. Sometimes, when Burbeth's voice slurred down to a mumble and Adder's forehead started feeling heavy, our protagonist found his attention drawn to the walls around him. Burbeth was keen on mentioning the names of great thinkers. Gyoff constantly invoked the name of his father with pride as a legendary musician, and Septon had never hesitated to drop a name if it belonged to someone powerful. Adder had always thought that builders were neat, and liked to spend a long time observing all sorts of buildings. He couldn't read Sirnar, much less Bezaktet. Oh my god, my tongue cannot do words today. But he'd come to recognize mason marks, and immediately spotted their signature in these walls. It suddenly hit Adder that bricks and words had a lot in common. One little brick, one little letter at a time. Together, they would last hundreds of years. That was nice, I liked that.
Burbeth?
Burbeth set down the vial he was manipulating, He sent a confused look in Adder's direction, unconsciously picking up on the concern in his voice.
What is it, friend?
I knew your father.
Adder turned his face briskly away, unable to even look at Burbeth as he revealed this.
Oh. And?
And he sucked. I hate that guy.
Huh? And nothing. I knew your pa.
So I gathered, quite a while ago. It wouldn't make sense for a peasant outside Corbusui to speak in such certain terms about my father. So I figured you must have met him during his last days in Chanthery.
Yeah, I don't remember the specifics, but I kind of got the idea that we all knew this, Adder.
I wonder about that, you know? I don't know if I met him anymore. I mean, the man I keep hearing about ain't nothing like the man I thought I knew.
That's how it goes, man. Burbeth opened his mouth and then closed it. He took a hand to his chin and started pacing around the workshop. This brought a tiny smile to Adder's face. Burbeth was seriously giving the next words some thought.
Adder, my father was most decidedly not a good man. He was a good knight, perhaps. Everything one is supposed to be. But not even that could save him from his wretchedness. Punishment was barely a sentence for a life of evil deeds. And yet, if it is as you say, the pain of losing it all perhaps was something like the frustration of learning for my father. He may have realized the wrongs he committed far too late, or shown you a side of him he'd never shown anyone else.
Or sometimes terrible people also put on a certain mask as a defense mechanism, usually, to be like, you know, when people accuse them of terrible deeds, they'll turn around and be like, no, but he was such a good guy. How could he ever? Like, that's tale as old as time.
We could fill an endless amount of libraries with all the things we'll never know. But I know for a fact that meeting him left a positive impact on you. That much is not up for discussion.
But if he was a bad man...
Then he would be a bad man that did a handful of good things in his life.
Yeah.
Fortunately, unlike most of them, he got his comeuppance. And now he is dead. Your opinion hardly makes a difference anymore.
I felt that in my soul. Oh man, that was a really great line delivery. I hope that'll be me someday. Nah, I'm not gonna get into that.
If you'd asked me to assure you he was good, or to nod if you spoke well of him, that would have been an entirely different matter. Don't you agree? I don't believe we owe any particular compassion to the departed.
So you don't believe in not speaking ill of the dead, huh?
Nah, they're dead. What do they care?
No, of course not. I'll speak of them as they were. You too will remember him as you will. But do not turn your sight away from the truth, Ada. Only the living remain.
Yeah, exactly. I never really got the whole don't speak ill of the dead thing. Like, you're gonna upset them. They're dead. Jeremy! Oh. Should keep an eye on the time. Oh, I'm still good for a little bit. How's work, Mo? How you doing?
Only they hurt.
Burbeth nodded eagerly. He stopped dead mid-nod, a revelation written all over his face.
Of course! Feeling! Feeling is the realm of the living! Our emotions are driven by chemicals.
Yes!
You know? Perhaps such stasis is the result of not facing this truth. We could induce her to feel.
Burbeth wandered away, muttering epiphanies that made very little sense to Adder's ears. No, he's onto something. Emotions are chemicals. I mean, it's obviously a little more complicated than that, but it's true.
I'm gonna leave you to it then. You got this, pal.
Chances are, Adder would never finish understanding Burbeth, and Burbeth would never finish saying things that were near impossible to understand to anyone but him. One day, perhaps, Sepp would be around and in enough of a good mood to translate between the two. But today, they understood each other a little more, and that was enough to keep the world moving for now. Oh, I got a Chivo. I got a sweet Chivo. Oh no, wait, hang on. How are you gonna make me pick between Jiao and... Wait, shit, so wait, does the Chivo mean that if I did everything else right, I would have gotten Chivos for everyone else too? Uh-oh. Not a good sign. Not a good sign. I may have made some mistakes, y'all. I think I'm gonna see Zhao. Sorry, Illigrab. Deep inside the silence, far removed from every late-night conversation echoing somewhere outside the walls, Adder couldn't help but let his mind wander. It seemed, alas, that it always ended up taking the same path. His mind went over his entire life, beat by beat, looking for every single what if he could wring out of it for sport. What if he had managed to convince the laborer's daughter to marry him? And he would not have been single, so he would not have been conscripted. He would have never gone to the fort. He would have never been assigned watchman duties. He would have never... Adder let the thought brew just a little longer before immediately pulling it away from the fire. This was not the moment or the place to open up his little box of thoughts.
All right, that's it for our task today. We got the bells, everyone's been asked to double security, and they all told me to tell you that you deserve a break. What's the plan then?
Yeah!
I'm not sure. I never really thought much of Heirloom beyond the Temple of Hirub. I wouldn't want to go too far, so what's there to see in the area?
Oh, I love Zhao so much. She's so cute.
Well, there's a whole bunch of temples here in Pilgrim Hill if you'd like to see more of those. Or we could check out the Great Garden. It's a real green spot just south of the market. Eelgrab kept selling me on it, but I never had the time to go.
Yeah, garden, garden, garden.
I'm not sure it'd be wise to walk into any public spaces.
Oh, shit. That's a good point. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Guess that kind of puts a damper on the trip now, huh? Hey! No good spot. How would you like to see one of Sep's favorite places in Heirloom instead?
We're going to the stinky beach, huh? Zhao's eyes lit up immediately. Adder didn't need any further confirmation to start walking.
Ta-da! Welcome to whatever this beach is called.
Yeah!
Just so you know, the smell is perfectly normal and the water is perfectly clean. Very deep, though. We shouldn't go in.
Oh, I love it. The lack of response made Adder turn, half thinking that Zhao would have fainted from excitement at the prospect of walking into a holy place or something. Instead, Zhao's expression could be best described as pure apprehension.
Sorry, I am. You didn't mention we were going to the sea?
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. But I didn't take you here to go for a swim or anything like that. I just wanted to brag about the view of the palace. We can go anywhere else. That's all right.
Oh no, is she scared of the ocean? Zhao took a tentative step toward the edge of the sand.
No. I have been avoiding the sea for so long, but it's something I need to face. My past will keep haunting me otherwise.
Ooh.
This is a sign from Baitatsu that you are the person to share it with.
Even when she finally managed to sit down, Zhao couldn't help the way her knees bunched up against her chest, or the shiver running down her spine when a light breeze blew in their direction.
The last time I ever dared to step close to Allah, it must have been a couple of years ago, when I still served the gods.
Adder sat down next to her. He nodded at her to continue.
It was the eve of some small festival or another, so the day had been exhausting, and the night was restless in preparation. The girl I liked had smiled at me too. What a busy night it was. I thought I'd take a walk on the beach to calm my mind. I was going about my way, watching the stars shine above me, when I heard someone speak Basected. A version that sounded nothing like my own. I got closer, in case a foreign merchant had found themselves stuck in the ice and needed help. That's when I saw them. Strange silhouettes hiding in the ice, washing out on the beach. And I knew them to be ships, even though I had never seen anything like them before. Just like I knew the people speaking to be creatures of the West.
You're saying you saw B?
He. Zhao immediately threw her hands over Adder's mouth.
Do not say that word. I'm sorry. I've always known words to travel farther than we meant to. Don't insult them. I do not want to draw their attention.
Adder nodded. Seriously.
I ran back to my cot, and I hid. The sleepless night turned into day. The tasks continued just as they were before. Nobody ever knew what I had seen, nor why I wouldn't accompany them again on their walks out of the temple.
Zhao tried to blink away the tears forming on the corner of her eyes.
That's funny. It occurs to me now that perhaps the seeress was showing me kindness by exiling me. She saw that I had grown fearful of the world outside and decided to send me away so that I may face it properly and rethink my life.
Watching this scene play out now, like, allegory. It's definitely, like, I didn't expect this. Zhao sniffed hard, but there was no helping the wetness running down her face. Oh,
Shh, don't cry. It's all right.
Yes, it really is all right, isn't it? I do not know if I truly saw the creatures that night or not, and I do not know if I deserve the punishment I received,
No.
or even if it was a punishment at all. But I am me, and I can be all right.
oh.
I will be all right, no matter what.
I don't know if that's because I have Ace Attorney brain, because we're also playing Ace Attorney right now, but my brain was just like, I'm fine! My name is Apollo Justice and I'm fine! She turned to Adder, smiling behind the tears.
You'll help me make it all right, yes?
Carbonation. It's like so tasty, but it hurts me at the same time. Why?
I'll be there with you as long as you'll have me, ma'am.
Zhao is cuteness and altruism incarnate. I love Zhao. I love Zhao so much. Zhao giggled a little, happy to hear this promise. Adder's heart only grew heavier with secrets.
Ada, do you have a moment? I'm sorry. I have not expressed myself correctly. Run again. I'm sure it will be fun.
Adder immediately glued his butt down to a chair.
I've tried to be understanding. I realize that we're both under a lot of pressure and, you're probably tired of dealing with me all day long.
Girl, no, I love you.
You've been avoiding me lately. You disappear without saying so much as a word. I can't help but worry. Whatever it is that troubles you, you know you can turn to me for help, yes? We are supposed to be a team.
And they're a great team. I love these two particularly, like, not in a romantic way. I'm all about the trio. But you got the silliest combo of social link canon scene. I know, I was sitting here being like, wait a minute. But it's like the order in which I decided to do things. But yeah. I'm like, I love these two as a team, as working together on stuff.
I don't even know how to look you in the face right now. I've been trying, I swear. I wanted to fix everything so you didn't have to deal with even more stuff, but I couldn't do anything.
What were you trying to do? Maybe
I'm sorry. I really can't tell you. If I told you, I'd get you killed. And if I don't tell you, I'm just here on my own making things worse. That's worse than being useless. I just want to find a way to protect y'all.
Ada, look at me. We've been over this. You don't have to protect anyone. I am not defenseless. And the three know the congregation would be more than capable of dealing with any trouble 10 times over in the time it'd take us to say, what can I do to help? You don't have to prove yourself to me in any way. I trust you. And if anyone else doubts your skill, that's their problem, not yours. I got your back.
Oh!
So find a way to trust me too. Will you swear you do?
She's so cute.
We need to get the hay out of here. Don't ask me how I know, but there's something real bad coming. A lot of different things, really. But the city is gonna dump an actual goddamn army on us in just a couple of days. It's gonna be a massacre if we don't find a way out.
Yeah, but if, like, we leave, what about everybody else that's here?
See, I don't think there's a future for us here either. But I can already imagine Ito's response to that. I know his type. He won't back down without a fight, and I'm sure he'll push that view on everyone, regardless of what their own plans are.
Yeah.
There is no telling what could happen if we push for a retreat with him in command of such a fierce band of warriors. To run is a sign of weakness, and I'm well aware that I'm only a nominal leader because he allows me to be.
You have power in your own right, though. I mean, the fact, like, the speeches that we've been translating really resonate with people. You don't have to be physically strong to command respect and have some influence, you know?
Any respect he has for me will only take us so far. But I believe there is someone not even he would dare argue against. Even if it was only an excuse to some of them in the end, the congregation first came together expecting the return of the Jasif. If she were to appear, they would have no grounds to dispute any of her orders. Her authority remains absolute.
So we just need Sep. Got it.
Right. We need to focus on bringing Sep back no matter what it takes. If it comes down to it, I'll give Bearbit the go-ahead with the experiment.
Experiment?
Ain't be back before we know it to put Etor in its place.
Wait, Eina's left?
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
She kinda got kidnapped, but I'm sure it'll be fine. She'll return, and then Yoff will have to say we were right after all. We'll make do somehow, and then we'll all get together to brighter shores.
We have a mission, and we'll see it through together. The sun still shines.
Man, I wish my crew was this devoted to me. You almost brought
Hi.
a tear to my eye there.
Hi!
Boss, where are you?
Oh, the fucking hat.
Giant lady?
Sorry, I'm gonna have to simp for a minute.
You know, it's not very nice to fetishize others' height. It leads to complexes and such.
True.
I'm so sorry. I didn't even consider that I could ever be talking to you. Not that it's okay to call you that behind your back. I'd love to talk more about you. To your face. That is, I would love to talk more about you.
I love them. I do love them. Even though I'm like, I don't ship it in earnest, but I also am like, this is adorable and I love it so much.
Don't worry about it. Really. Stressed out meat doesn't taste very good.
Yes, taste. A good taste. You should tell me all about taste over dinner. Do you believe in fate?
Oh my god, I'm living.
Okay, that's enough good for the rest. Go tell Bearbit the plan.
What? Ada! You can't do this to me! I thought we were friends!
I love Joust so much.
Sorry about that whole thing.
I'm used to it. Never heard it from someone I could eat in one bite, though. Oh, yeah, that's what I came for. Bones, is your red friend still dead?
Yeah?
Oh, that's not good.
Ekka's sudden emotional development could harbor nothing but bad news. She walked out of the kitchen, only to return a moment later carrying a small, pale, motionless body in her arms. Oh, right. I do remember this.
Well, we can add my sister to the list then. She died on us again, and I was hoping he could fix her.
Died? But what do you mean?
Deceased, expired, departed, gone, kaput. She's not waking up no matter what we do. Just like when we had to knock her out to bring her on board. I swear, it's like she's not even trying.
Sisters, am I right? Eddar's eye opened twice the size it should be.
What did you do to her?
Whatever. If he's not around to fix it, he's not around to fix it. We'll just have to ask my father instead.
Hey! Hey, come back here! I'm asking you!
Hey, Dad?
Be gone, beast. I am not your father.
Don't be like that. It's me, Tessica.
I should flay your skin and fasten your coat into a rug for your insolence, imposter! My Ekka is long gone.
Yeah, but I'm the cool Ekka.
Well, Eka is right here, whether you like it or not. And she's here to tell you that Eina died on us last night.
I just thought of the Daniel and the cooler Daniel picture, but with Eka instead. Eka carefully dropped Eina's body on the floor, where it collapsed into a boneless pile. Pertok stroked his mustache, trying to hide the subtle change in his expression.
Such is her fate. A waning moon cannot sustain for long. Emotions fade, and soon, so does motion. The sun is gone, and I cannot shine for her.
Yeah, whatever. I'm not here for cryptic ramblings. Can you fix her or not?
No, I don't have the strength to wake her up anymore.
What are you saying? Come on, patron. This ain't no time to joke. There's got to be a way to bring her back again. Yeah? Maybe she could fight you, or...
I'm powerless, son of Gerfath, just like you. I am a setting sun on the brink of dusk, and I can't keep lifting an entire era on my shoulders. Eina is a relic, a piece of history that should never have become present. Let her fade into the past, where she belongs.
No!
No. Come on. Come on now. He ain't just said he's gonna let her die, right, boss? I must have got that wrong.
Adder turned his face briskly to Eka, then back to Pertok, unable to stop his quivering jaw.
You only ever came to meet Eina because the arrogance of my youth willed it so. I brought misery upon the world on a golden leash.
But she's your...
I made her as she wished to be remade, and kept her away from the sun because I dreaded my own guilt. It shall all be taken away from me once more. The age of gods and kings must come to an end.
So we're getting into this like a little bit.
Now, let us rest in peace.
It happened in a blink. Adder let out some kind of growl, and before Eka knew it, he'd snatched Eina from her arms and started running.
Adder, what's going on? Where are you going?
Adder shook from head to foot. The words hitched in his throat, turned to sobs. Oh, no.
I'm sorry.
That was the fastest he'd ever broken a promise in his life. And so he ran.
Eina, come on! You can't leave me too! Wake up! Wake up! Please! I need you.
Stop, you're gonna break my fucking heart with that. Are you kidding me?
You know she's been gone for a while now, right? She's just not moving anymore.
She brought her back. Someone bring her back again. We have to bring her back.
I'm sorry, I've lost count. How many people are you trying to resurrect now?
Just one. One! Sep will fix everything when she's back!
Oh, that sounds healthy. That reminds me, how did she die again?
Adder could only stare at Eka, frozen. How did she die? Whose fault was it? That was the question, wasn't it? She knew the answer. She knew. Everyone knew. Without another word, Adder put Eina's body down and stood up. He put one wobbly foot after another and turned away from the sisters. Eka stalked behind him.
So, that's it? This is how you give up?
Yeah, I quit. I'm going far, far away where I can't mess up anyone's life again.
Huh, that's interesting. I thought you'd be all for wanting to find a way to permanently fix Eina.
You know what I want? You really want to hear? I want to stop pretending I'm not a piece of shit. I'm not as stupid as y'all make me be, all right? I was smart enough to deceive you. All of you. That's what I do. I get people killed and then I turn tail. That's on y'all for buying into it.
I remember reading this and being like, this hurts my feelings. I'm not going to be able to handle it whenever it's fucking voiced. And I was right. God.
Damn, you must be an incredible liar to have tricked so many people into liking you.
I am. It was so easy, too. This guy just had to play a little silly and be all helpful and nice, and suddenly he wasn't a criminal on the run anymore. He was Anderson, son of get fine to the upper field.
Oh, my feelings! Stop hurting my feelings!
I only knew him as Bones.
Maxie, I'm gonna send you a bill for therapy.
Yeah, well, you're an asshole.
Eka chortled out a huge laugh. It wasn't mean or anything, or terrifying. It held no malice whatsoever. She was truly just enjoying herself at the jab.
For real? Your sister's dead and you're just laughing your ass off. What is wrong with all of you? You're just like Eina. Is that a beast thing? Are you all like this?
My feelings!
Do you want to hear a secret, pup?
Stop. Every last fang in Eka's grin shone with a wry glint. Before Adder had a chance to reply, she spoke.
My father doesn't know what Eina is any more than you or I do.
Say, what?
Mm-hmm.
You've played right into his hand, puppy. He wanted us both to run away and leave him and Eina alone, so he could do his mind tricks and turn things back to how they used to be. He's been doing it since the day he found us. He cursed Eina.
What? What? I'm gonna kill that bastard!
Pipe down, puppy. Whatever they were, I'm sure he had his reasons to do so. He would have let Eina die much sooner if he didn't have some kind of plan. I have a feeling that the question is not, will Eina wake up again? But what will happen then? We wouldn't have even known she existed if not for the bear man, Bones. That's the actual reason I came here. I'm not planning to sit by and let things continue the way they've been for 40 more cycles.
A great father figure club game. Yeah. Listen, as the #1 per talk apologizer, I know he cares.
We found a way to set Eina free, and we're going to bring her back with us. It's true that she's been a stranger in the world since the day she was born, or made, or whatever she was. It's true that she will never find others like her. But we are her people. We don't just love her, we worship her. She will never lack a friend again.
Hey, nerd, what's up?
So even if, when she comes back, you're just gonna take her from me all the same?
You'll have your memories of her. I think that's more than you've ever had.
Eka walked back toward their little cave. She carefully cradled Eina within her long, slender arms and set her against her chest.
I'm going to hold on to her a little longer. What's your plan?
Oh, fuck. Oh, no, guys. I mean, I guess I should go find Gyoff, right? Oh, yeah, I enjoyed your pilot a lot. As I've said it in the last time I went live, that after, like, learning stuff about animation, I have so much appreciation for indie animations and just animation in general. Like, I love just looking through people's stuff now, because I can kind of look at it with a more, I guess, learned eye? Critical eye? I don't know the word. Get that bitch, yeah. We gotta get the bitch. It wouldn't be completely correct to say that Adder arrived at the empty room. No, as far as he was concerned, he had manifested in the 3-walled brick house at some point and had been screaming ever since. A barrage of ideas crossed his mind, following each other like a battering ram striking at his temples. I'm getting like, because of all the carbonation, I can feel like a bubble. And I'm like, this would be so much better if I could just like belch or something, but it's not enough, you know? It's just kind of a really tiny air bubble sitting there. It's uncomfortable as fuck. I'm not used to drinking carbonated stuff.
Where'd I come? Where'd I come? Where'd I come?
But of course, guilt always made a fine companion on nights like this, where he sat alone in the dark. Our distressed protagonist smashed his antlers against the ground where his bed had once been, trying to drown the imaginary sound of his surging thoughts.
You still got time to get. Nobody gotta know you came here.
I love this too. That's the other thing that I've kind of gone through in exploring who I am as a person and like embracing myself more without constantly being hypervigilant, which is still a problem. But I talk to myself a lot more now. I guess, like, I don't know, I was just, like, holding back before because I was like, it's weird to talk to yourself. I do it all the time now. All the time. That's where he was wrong, however. The astringent smell of cheap liquor that could barely count as such started seeping into the room, followed by a slow thumping noise and the buzz of poorly tuned strings about to snap. An oud wasn't generally the kind of item one would use as a crutch, but Gyoff had stopped caring about chores and such as correct maintenance of musical instruments long prior. A colorful succession of insults coming from the surrounding shanty indicated that it may not be wise to scream a second time.
Sheesh! Are you trying to give me a heart attack? Is that your plan, to keep me by your side? Away with you, foul creature! I told you I'm leaving!
No! Think I want to be here? I don't know why I came. I tried to go back, but my heart beats super fast and my hands are numb and I can't think and I'm dying.
Yes, I'm happy to see you too.
Damn, he is drunk.
Advice of a friendly bard you seek on this lonely moonlit eve? Oh, fine, just this once, for old time's sake. You are still adorable, deep down.
Hello? Hello? This man is gay as fuck. Hello? Bitch, you better praise God or I'm gonna shoot in that song. God, I'm playing around my Lord and Savior on my job. Daniel, what the fuck? Daniel, huh? Daniel, what? What are you talking about?
If the question of what you want
Oh man, you need to hear.
stumps you,
Apparently.
then let's turn that thought on its head. What is it you absolutely do not want?
Okay, it's a song. Okay. I was like, I know you're referencing some shit, because that is, like, not a Daniel thing to say unless it's a reference, so I expect that to be... You better answer me. Bitch, what? What are you saying to me? Okay, I don't know. I don't have any... I'm just kind of winging it, bro. Okay, listen. The answer to your question depends on tonight. Like, I'm not going to be streaming much longer, and then I'm going to work on going to bed. And then however the night goes kind of determines how the rest of my weekend is going to go, I guess? I don't know.
I don't want you to get.
Which... Okay, yeah. I'm gonna get through this part, I guess. And then... You know what? I think I'm actually running out of days before the last part of the game starts, so... I hate that answer, but it's fair. Listen, man, I'm not good at planning or time. I can't help it. It's just how I am, brother. I don't know when anything is ever. I mean, one more day and then we reach the end thingies. Okay. So it'll be a good thing for me to, like, make that a point to stop. Let's do it in 2 weeks instead. Wait, what? That's confusing. What do you mean? It's not gonna be any different. I'm still gonna not have any handle on my sleep schedule. I have no structure in my life. Hold on, I'm gonna be going offline soon, so we can chat while I start to get ready for bed and stuff. Cause like I want to say that probably like Sunday might be better, and then we can just figure out the time. Because I think I can prepare better for that. But yeah, hold the phone. Like, we'll chat.
You think I give a damn about your opinion?
No! I know I can't change it! I know there ain't nothing I can do for any of you!
Oh my god, Adder has hit his fucking limit, y'all. Oh no, it's okay, Daniel. I just had a moment where I was like, what am I doing? Huh? But it's not like it's any... I mean, you literally stream with me. This is not any different than any other stream we've ever had where I just, like, get totally off track. Adder sank his head between his shoulders as he said this, feeling a surge of rage that had honestly little to do with Gyoff or any of the people yelling threats and insults back at him. Gyoff plopped down on the sack filled with straw that had once been Adder's bed. He stretched his arms as far up as he could.
So you say. And yet here you are.
Gyoff wiggled his head, struggling to turn towards Adder without slamming the brim of his hat against his nose. Once the garment stopped blocking his view, he took his sweet time to examine Adder's face. The younger deer was staring at him with glassy eyes, hoping to get some guidance. Gyoff sighed like he wanted to empty his lungs.
All right. Listen up, lad. It's time for Uncle Gyoff's life lessons for lost fawns.
I ain't no...
Chip. My genius is at work. Yes, I have it. You have a problem. A handful, I'd say, really, but it's not just me leaving. It's a bigger concept. And it's been eating you up your whole life, hasn't it? The self-doubt, the fear of rejection. Oh, how you dread breaking the rules. You keep thinking of all the people you're going to disappoint with every choice you make. You just try to please everyone, but no one ever gives you a medal just for trying.
Okay, you don't have to just sit here and attack me like this, Gyoff. A few instants passed in silence. Adder shook his head insecurely, unsure of whether Gyoff really meant that. Even in the rare, truly honest moments they'd shared over the last year, Gyoff's face always had a mocking edge. Never too comforting, never too cruel. And yet, this time, Adder could tell that Gyoff was trying to be compassionate through his drunken haze.
I don't need a reward, Bard. I don't need nothing. All I ever wanted was to make them all proud. But it's always the same. New friends to disappoint. More folk I won't ever dare to look in the eye again.
Ow. Adder took a hand to his eye patch. Though the wound it hid no longer hurt. The scar. Oh, the scar was a nasty reminder. The scar tissue can kinda hurt in a weird way. I have an old wound that is really... it's a lot of scar tissue. It's just really sensitive, I guess. There was a memory that never healed right there on the left side of his face.
Ugh, you sound just like my mother. Family is family. Family sucks, but they'll always be family. Why did you have to bring up family? I didn't want to think about them now. Ah!
The conversation took a turn for the gloomy, but Adder had long learned that was just the norm whenever Gyoff opened up. Mr. Bard could only sing for so long. Family.
Look, Adder, I don't know what you've gone through, and I don't give a crap. Honest to my talk, keep that stuff to yourself. But I know a thing or two about trying your damnedest at something and getting punched in the gut at every chance.
Do you? I ain't never seen you fight one day.
No, you fool! I mean, I tried. I too did all I could for the people I loved, poured my soul to honor my name. And you see all the good it did? See what's become of me now? At least, I found that once you stop caring about your mistakes, so does everyone else.
Ooh.
But I can't just do that. I don't want people to stop caring about me.
And you really think anyone's ever cared?
Words, powerful as they are, require a certain skill that Adder had never possessed. So he didn't say a thing. He just looked at Gyoff until the bard could no longer hold his gaze.
I'm sorry, lad. You know I didn't mean that either.
It's okay. You got it right this time. Who could care about a buck like me? That's like the whole reason I want to be a knight, wasn't it? Sir Adderson of the Upper Field. Knight of the Order of the Lost Causes.
God damn it, Adder, you gotta stop being a mood. Gyoff jumped out of his bed the very moment Adder's shoulders began slumping.
Hey, no, don't say that. Adder, look at you. You're a great boy. Huge. The cream of the crop of friends. I may doubt your skills, but bring oblivion upon my soul if I doubt your resolve for a moment.
He is a great boy.
Don't look away now. See this? I'm the bad example, okay? Whatever I did, do the opposite. Don't take life lessons from a piss-poor excuse for a bard that gave up too soon on his own dreams.
Outbursts of sincerity weren't precisely common in Adder's only friend, so the buck stared in awe. Gyoff was clearly put off as well, seeing as he tried to hide his entire face under his hat. A tense silence lingered just a moment longer. Before Gyoff could do anything to prevent it, Adder lifted him off the ground with the gentlest he would usually save for a baby. With the gentleness that he would usually save for a baby.
All right, Bard. That's enough nice words from you today. Time to sleep it off.
Ah, thou flea-infested hay bale! A plague on thy house if thou dost dare put me to sleep! Are you listening?
I love this bitch. Adder not only did that, but also tucked the little bitch in among the protests. And I say, you know, when I say bitch, it's endearing. It's with the most love that I call you bitch. Gyoff's eyes were still open like platters, but the yellow deer waited patiently by his friend's side, just to spite him. Just moments after being forced to lie down, Gyoff struggled to escape the confinements of the sheets, only managing to bring out his left arm to point at the ood lying in the corner. Adder got up and brought it to him. Gyoff sat up, reaching for the mistreated instrument eagerly. Inspiration had struck.
Living in fear isn't living at all. Escaping temptation is vain. If you do indeed wish to outrun it, hold up! The fastest way is to give in. Well, have I convinced you this time?
Gyoff didn't get to hear Adder's thoughts on his slurred improvisation. I was literally going to ask because I could hear, like, that noise that it makes whenever you, like, scratch a string. It's a metallic kind of sound. And I was like, is that real? Did you, like, actually get... I didn't know you actually owned an ood. That's cool. I love that. Instead, our hero slowly straightened his back as he got up, showing off his gigantic shoulder span in the process. His face was red as a tomato and a bit teary-eyed, but he was filled with fire inside. Let's run away. Oh, man. Wait, can I save? Because I know let's run away is, like, gonna be, like, not a thing I should do, but, but I kind of want to see what happens when I do it. But also, I don't have that much time. In fact, I gotta go soon. Fuck. Okay. It's fairly short. Okay, we're gonna do it. Because I know Gyoff has a crush on Adder, so I'm like, I'm here for this. Adder wiped his tears off his face.
You're right, Bard. I'm tired of trying all the time. There ain't nothing left in the city for us, so let's run away. You and I.
Adder! My boy! I knew you'd come back to your senses!
I love him. Yeah! Yes! This is Lynn, isn't it? This is so Lynn. There ain't no way. Galf and Adder toured the steps for the rest of their lives, helping and causing mischief on equal parts, embracing each other tenderly when night fell. Never a boring day for them, far away from reality. Really, really damn far away from reality, Lynn.
Oh, how the rivers of history meander! The tales that could have been!
I love her. This little fucking gremlin. But weren't.
Love trumps all! Gator wins! The end.
Fine. Geeter wins.
Really?
No. Move your tail back to canon. Oh, okay, so it doesn't, I don't have to reload. This works. I love it.
You're right. I can't escape this feeling anymore.
I can't fight this feeling anymore. I'm sorry. Completely oblivious to the misunderstanding. That was so stupid. On guaranteed hope that he just sparked. Adder jumped to his feet. His sight was locked on the door.
I need to face it, Bard. I'm a coward. I don't want to be anywhere near this mess. I want to escape. But what would that fix? I gotta give in to it. I'm here to stay. I'm here to help my friends no matter what it costs.
What are you talking about? Adder! Adder, come back here!
Oh, nice. I got the thing. I got the thing. Okay. Oh my god, Adder is vibrating. Adder returned late that night, only accompanied by the light of the glowing moon shining above him. He owed Zhao an apology, or 10, and as proper an explanation as he could manage without bringing up an entire invasion. Ooh, we got fucking Eka. Wait, is this... Do I have a day that I need to go through? Or is this, like, gonna start the thing? And my tasks are just do what you can. Ooh, does that mean... Did I fuck it up? Did I miss things? Because I only got... This is your last day. And congrats. I played a perfect run! Let's go, gamers! Let's go! Oh, man, I'm so sick. I'm so sick! Okay, well, if this is the last day, like, as in before, like, this, there's a day, like a full day, and then the end of the game stuff happens, is what I'm assuming. A full day. Okay, okay. And we're gonna go find Eka. Fuck yeah, I'm so sick, guys. I'm so sick. Adder stomped his way across the filthy underside of the capital one last time. He memorized the way by now, and he was absolutely going to reach the ship no matter what it took. Eka looked up lazily from the shell necklace she was tying together. It was evident that she'd just been making some time until... Wait, hang on. It was evidence that she'd just been making some time until his inevitable arrival. Okay.
If you're here to get Eina back, you're going to have to go through my whole crew, Bones.
No. I'm here to see you this time. Pertok said a whole lot of stuff, but one thing really stuck with me, and I'm not going to rest till I get this whole thing straight. What was all that about Pertok saying you ain't his daughter?
Hang on.
Oh. Well, that was just his opinion, of course. I'm Eka. And Eka is the daughter of Pertok. So I guess he means that I'm not the Eka that Eina knew.
Fuck, I was trying to hold my breath. Silence. Eka looked eagerly at Adder, awaiting his reaction. I'm still thinking about the Eka and then the cooler Eka image in my mind. It's perfect.
Then who the hey?
I told you, I am Eka. The great Eka. The only Eka. Just the great 20th or 30th or 40th. You get where I'm going. Maths are hard.
Maths are hard.
Souls and names. Names and souls. Some fight their destiny, but if the moon says I'm Eka, who am I to argue? I let myself be molded into what the pack said I was meant to be. It's an honor to be the first wolf to be named since the beginning of time. The bringer of words and knowledge, Tessica of Basaxarat. That should have been plenty grand a title for me, wouldn't you say? I should have been content with just that. But the more I thought about it, the smaller I felt within this name. I didn't want to be just another body in the cycle. So I thought, no, I'm not going to be just an Eka. I will be the Eka. I will be so great that mine will be the face the pack thinks of when they think of her. And here we are now. That makes me a fake, I suppose.
Adder moved his mouth senselessly. He needed a moment to process all this information.
You think Eina knew?
Eka's energy deflated a little. She sat back again.
See, that's the tricky part, Bones. You know my sister. She's not the best with the concept of change. And I bet you felt up close how good my family is at handling feelings. Any of them. Except murderous fury, maybe. Dad wasn't exaggerating. The legends talk about Eina snapping. Destroying everything indiscriminately. Just a mass of rage. But the first Eka never witnessed any of it. She was sent away and died without Eina's knowledge. So someone figured, hey, let's not tell the catastrophe about that whole miserable life and death cycle business. And maybe she won't kill us all.
I mean, yeah, fair. Adder thought for a moment. He felt a sense of dread looming over him.
Should you be telling me all these things?
I don't know, Pup. Is there any particular reason I shouldn't?
Secrets ain't meant to be shared.
Says who? Your gods? Is it written in a deer book? Can you show me the exact line?
You just shouldn't. That ain't stuff for you to tell.
We're all good then. It's my secret. And I'm telling you because I want to.
Eka looked at Adder with her usual patient unreadability. She put a hand on Adder's hair and patted the top of his head very softly.
You deer have so many years to live and thrive, yet you waste them. You in particular. I hear you had dreams too. I like people who dream. Makes me feel less arrogant. Maybe that's why I'm so sweet on you. This Eka won't live to see your dreams come true. Eina, though, no matter how many lifetimes pass, how many times she's reset back anew, Eina will always be Eina, no matter what Eina she is. She will see you and all the yous to come. I may even be a little jealous.
Oh no! You would think I would be, like, privy to knowing what I should pick, but I don't remember enough. Shit! I'm gonna fucking roll the die, guys. Here it goes. 14!
Why are you talking like your life's already over?
I mean, anybody could die at any time, right?
I heard that a deer's turn is 7 times longer than a wolf's. And I've never known one of us to live past 18. I've heard stories of one that lived to 23. But none of us have ever survived to reach 2 cycles. We can't cling to our souls the way you do. With a lifespan like yours, I wouldn't even have to think about whether or not I'd be the Eka. I know I would. I'd have all the time in the world to find more glory.
But then the competition for all the other Echo would have been bigger too, right?
Wow, I never thought about it like that. I'd still try though, right? I mean, you don't need your whole life to shine. You only need the 2 or 3 moments that you carry with you forever. So, I want you to value your life a little more, Bones. You're allowed to do whatever you want. Be who you want to be. The day you understand that, you'll be unstoppable.
I want to be someone who helps others. I want to be someone worthy of all my friends.
That's a good pup. Go get started on that. We don't have time to waste.
Let's go. I got a Chivo! Fuck yeah. Adder would most certainly never become a world-famous blacksmith at this rate, but at least he found his task riveting. Wait a minute. Did I make the same fucking stupid joke before? Have I gotten this dialogue before and also laughed stupidly at the riveting pun?
Hey, Jow.
Wouldn't put it past me. Jow stood in front of Adder, confused. He motioned her a little closer yet. Once she was close enough, he put a blue fabric around her shoulders and then loosely pulled at the edges so that they would fall over her chest.
Are we having another makeover?
Oh my god, that scene was great.
No. See, this is my cape. Well, it ain't no cape. It's a banner with a few stitches, really, but it's my good luck charm. It used to be, anyway. When I wore it, I always felt like I could do anything. Like I could smile no matter what.
God, my hair is everywhere. It's like it just wants to live in my shirt, and I don't know what to do about it.
You see, sometimes you gotta become a different person to deal with all the stuff that goes sideways in the world. If you just come at it as you ain't ever gonna be able to stop thinking you ain't good enough.
Ow. Jow observed in silence, getting the clear impression that Adder needed a moment.
I met this old man a few years ago. A buck that hated his job, even more than I did. He hated giving orders and acting like he knew better than the rest when he'd made so many wrong choices in his life. He feared dragging others down with him. This old man was always afraid, yeah? But when he put on his cape and walked into a courtyard, he wasn't an old man anymore. He was Mr. Captain, and Mr. Captain always got a plan, and Mr. Captain loved his job, and Mr. Captain knew no fear. We always looked up to Mr. Captain, and he wasn't half as kind, wise, and pretty as Miss Priestess is.
Jow stood agape for a moment. A moment later, she almost head-butted Adder in the face with her huge horns as she leapt into his arms, face hidden in his chest so as not to let him see her cry. She couldn't do anything to disguise the weird chuckles she kept sobbing out.
Did you have Dad pretty?
You are pretty, though.
Hey, someone ought to tell you every so often.
You know I only like women, yes?
Yeah, but still, it's just like a benign compliment.
Whoa! What? I never got the impression.
What? No way! Can you believe people don't realize that this is a queer game? Like, it's spelled out! Like, it's right there! Hello? Jow laughed into Adder's chest. The sight of it made up for the terrible pain the gesture caused. They continued holding each other like that for a couple of minutes. Once she had calmed down a little more, Jow pulled away with a runny nose and a shaky smile.
Thank you. You almost didn't make it weird.
She removed the cape from her neck and gently pushed it back into Adder's hands.
I can't accept this, however. It's a beautiful thought, but it means more to you than it will ever mean to me.
It's strange how folks miss that. It just blows my mind because it's not subtle. It's so queer all the time. You have to willfully ignore it in order to call this, like... If you just look at Adder and Sep's relationship and block out literally everything else, that's the only way that you can look at this game and not see how queer it is. Which is wild to me.
Guess I'll have to find someone else to force this whole thing on then. Because I don't think this buck here is going to feel like smiling anytime soon.
What about Ada?
The yellow deer let out a chuckle despite himself. He spun the shepherd's crook within his hands, leaned back into the wall, and tilted the curve of the staff toward his forehead.
Adder may need to, yeah.
Jow stood on the tip of her hooves to place the cape back on top of Adder's shoulders. Yeah, that's where it belongs. She pulled at the ends of it to tie it into a ribbon and said,
I will find my own confidence, or lacking that, a charm that may lend me the strength to stand up on my own 2 feet. And when that time comes, I pray we shall walk side by side for a long time, Sir Adder said.
I love them. Adder made a very awkward curtsy with his cape, which Jow imitated as well. They both laughed heartily at the gesture. They're so cute. They make such a great... It's like giving like sibling vibes, the way that they act together, and it's so cute.
I can't wait for you to meet Sep. She's gonna love you.
She's gonna drive you nuts, actually, because Sep is such a tease. I can just already see them interacting.
I'll do my best to make it so.
Nah, you ain't even gotta try. You're a natural like that.
Zhao is so, like, timid at first, like, on the surface, that, like, Sep will have a field day with that. I already know it. Like, you're just setting yourself up, babes. I wish I could say that Zhao never overworked herself again, or that Adder never hid another secret after that day, but that was, of course, not the case. All they could do was take baby steps towards the new lives waiting for them. Zhao horny low-key, Sep horny high-key. I know, right? And it's like, I know Sep, like, once Sep picks up on how flustered Zhao gets, she'd just be like, target acquired. Just have a fucking day. Have a field day. Have so much fun just getting under Zhao's skin and just making her flustered. I can already see it, and I love it. Okay, so all I gotta do now is see Illigrab, and then... Yes. Yeah. Hello, hello, hello? Okay. Neither Zhao or Burbeth held it against Adder when he spent hours sitting in front of a silent flame. But he did. He held it against himself. There was so much more he could be doing. Wasn't he just slacking off? Wasn't all of this just an excuse to avoid mingling with the rest? Sep never answered, alas. Adder's ears kept flickering left and right, despite his best efforts to stay asleep. They wouldn't stop moving on their own, even though he couldn't hear a single thing. But wait. Perhaps, if he strained his ears enough, he could hear some kind of whistling? No, not quite. Its rhythm, it almost sounded like a deep breath. It's Eina. Adder dared to open his eye at last. And there she was. The absent owner of the forge. Eina had somehow found her way back to the temple, despite everything. And she wasn't the only one. A polite knock on a second-floor metal plank told Adder all he needed to know about the caller outside. Illigrab smiled through the only sliver that could be seen of him beyond the colonnade.
Adder, my lad! I meant to drop by and check up on you, but I see you're already in good company. Eina! I was wondering where in the world you'd wandered off this time. I'm so happy to find you reunited with your sweetheart. Oh, love truly trumps all.
Illigrab, are you okay?
Not thanks to you.
Nope, not thanks to me. Hey, you're not wrong about that.
Illigrab squinted the tiny golden drops he had for eyes into something vaguely resembling a forced smile. My boy is going through it.
Speaking of reunions, Elbar's been asking a lot about you lately. It seems he's had quite the change of heart, however. Instead of screaming about the one-eyed scoundrel he so loves to hate, he's been sighing about a certain Sir Upperfield.
The look Illigrab sent in Adder's direction was enough to fill volumes.
Oh, come on. You gonna tell me it's a crime to pretend to be someone else now?
Oh, it is. It absolutely is. But you already know that, don't you?
This silence was so heavy that Adder forgot how to breathe.
You know, Adder, I've never been any good at improvising like you are. It's a talent I didn't sprout with. What I do is plan every situation far, far ahead. I gather all the knowledge I can, and then I try to be prepared. And as I was preparing for the 45 ways I could go about this conversation, I thought, Adam mentioned he was drafted to serve under Lord Thumar's command, didn't he? Wasn't that the fort that was trampled a couple years ago? How could a soldier from a foreign province pass as a refugee so easily? To my surprise when I found out that the only 3 Addison, son of Gerfath, we have records of in the last decade were safely relocated to Scilly and Chappie with their families and never served any time near the southern frontier.
Say what? Ha! Lousy letters. You skipped my name.
Wrong answer.
Darn it all right! You got me. I didn't want to say it in front of Eina, okay? I wasn't a soldier. I was just bluffing.
Don't try me, boy.
My parents forgot to tell anyone I was born?
Are you done yet?
Uh-oh.
What are you exactly waiting for me to say, Eelagrab? That Adderson, son of your father of the upper field, is a deserter and a liar? That the one truth he said was that he was no one at all? You're gonna have to wring the rest out of my dead body.
As I said, I'm impressed. Addison is truly a man of his own invention, and that takes courage. It takes a great deal of strength to turn around one day and be the person you decided you wanted to be. I vastly underestimated you, kiddo. It won't happen again.
Eelagrab rapped his knuckles against the column. With a strength he usually handled better.
You're still not gonna arrest me?
Arrest you? For being a better liar than I expected?
For the long list of crimes I've committed?
I'm going to let you in on a little secret I've spent many years cultivating among friends, Adder. A peacemaker is no law enforcer. I don't belong to the army either. I mediate, negotiate, and veil for the peace in this kingdom. Do you understand? I have the unique and exclusive privilege of deciding what peace means. And I refuse to live a peace where I have to pretend the law is capable of respecting anyone its writer barely saw as people.
I mean...
Those sure are some high and mighty words for what boils down to saying you're a huge liar.
What? You never wondered why I liked you so much? I saw a tiny young me in you, lad. From the very first moment I felt how much love you held for Eina, I knew you were someone I could trust. Someone smart enough to acknowledge differences, yet still look for the best in others. Good people are as good people do, Adder. Be a good boy. Help me make this city a better place, and I'll be there putting out fires by your side, just like we always used to.
I mean, Eelagrab is definitely something, but, like, I am low-key, like, on his side. He's a bastard, but I like him. Something clasped Adder's heart as he watched the tree turn. His mouth spoke of its own.
Hey, Eelagrab? What's a carnivore?
Eelagrab stopped walking. He turned around with his huge smile plastered across his face.
Why, someone who eats horns, of course. I have to return to my duties. You take care now, lad. I'll be watching your show from afar.
Adder sent one last look in Eina's direction before lying back down on his bed. He knew she wouldn't be there when he woke up.
I beg you, just a few more days. That's all I need. I can make them understand.
Okay, I think this is it. Yes, I do remember this. So, this is the last scene, which could go in a number of ways. But I'm going to say it for next time. But even if there isn't too much left of dialogue and stuff, I'm going to make a separate save file so that I can play around with stuff. Definitely got a few hours. Nice. That's what I was hoping, low-key, because I was like, I can't remember how long things are going to go for. But I'm going to make a separate save file anyway. Shit. I don't know where I want to put it. I guess I'll put it here. Yeah, because this one didn't really count anyway. And then next time we can get at least one ending down. Yeah, for each finale. Yeah. Because I don't necessarily know. I know there's some other things I could probably do, like ignore, like not talking to certain people, or maybe there are even choices like in previous chapters. I don't even know. No idea. But I'm gonna try and mess around with the different choices and see what happens. But next time we're gonna go through and see this ending to its conclusion, and then we'll explore the different places we can go. But I wanted to pause it here before we got into the end stuff, because I do have to get ready for bed soon. But don't worry, because whenever I wake up, I'll be here again with Daniel, because we're gonna stream Ace Attorney tonight. Probably like around 10 hours from now or something. I don't know. It's what time is it? It's 12:50 p.m. right now. I'm gonna say in the worst case scenario that we'll go live at midnight. Just depending on how long it takes for me to go to sleep and wake up. We'll see. I want to go live earlier than that, but I'm, you know me. You know how I am. But whatever. Thanks for being here. Drink water, take your meds, all the usual stuff. And I'm gonna see if I can't find... I'm gonna see who's live right now. I think Rummy is probably playing something, so we might host Rummy. And I'll see you guys later tonight. Okay, love you, bye.